Hi everybody, welcome to the ACCI show. I am Don Figuarelli.
And I'm Dee LaRocca. Nice to see everyone again. We're very happy to welcome tonight Barbara Lazzara. She's one of our new members at the Addison Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Her company name is Inspired Windows. Hi Barbara, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting
Barbara,
me.
nice to meet you.
Thank you for inviting me.
Before we start talking about Inspired Windows, tell us a little bit about yourself personally.
Well, I've been in Addison since 1991. I'm married and I have 3 children, adult children now, they're all grown. And variously, I've worked in the windows business. While my children were in school, I wanted to have their schedule. So I worked in the Addison School District for a while. But in my free time, I would be designing the office I worked in. So then I decided, okay, this is done. We're done with this. And my children grew up, and now I'm back in the industry.
Yeah, isn't that something you wanted to be a designer and interior, and you just thought of it and you did it. You know, a lot of people say, well, I wish I could do this, and you don't do it.
I actually think it's a gift. I think it's a gift, and then you learn how to cultivate your gift. And you know, just like there's painters out there that, I mean, they don't learn to paint; they learn how to cultivate their painting, right?
Correct.
So, and then I feel that way in my industry also with myself.
So then you got started here in Addison in your own small business?
Yes, I started in 1992. We started with window treatments when mini blinds and verticals were becoming all the rage.
Is that right?
Yeah. So, and the colors in decorating that they were using at the time were peach and seafoam green. And do you remember the pickled furniture?
Oh, yes.
The pickled color furniture.
Is that right?
Yeah. So, you know, time has evolved. I've raised my kids, and now it's time for me to get back in the industry. So 3 years ago, with a lot of prayer and I believe I was inspired. I started my own company again. Wow. So this will be my second time around with the company. So, and I'm so excited to see how the industry's has evolved, and things have changed so much, and they keep changing. It's like in the fashion world, you know, except this is for your home, and it keeps changing. So we have to stay up with things, and that's why I'm a member of, you know, Interior Design Society and window covering associations, and now with the Addison Chamber and the network's a buying network that I'm a part of. All this helps me help you. All this helps me helps you.
Is it when you decorate? Is it will you tell someone to kind of stay neutral or so, or do you bring in a lot of color when you're
Well, actually, you know, that's a good question. What I do is I specialize in the client. So I actually go to the client's home. I set up an appointment, kind of interview them a little bit to see, you know, what their direction is. Then I go in their home and we talk. We partner together to try to achieve the goal that they're trying to set for their home. Whether it be one window for a window treatment, or it be an entire redo or makeover in a room or in a whole home.
Well, after you've met with a homeowner or a resident, one of your potential customers, do you come back then with several choices of ideas?
Yeah, it depends how the initial interview goes. But my ideal is to come in and talk to you, bring you some ideas to get you, help you in a direction that you're going in. And then I will either design from what you've told me, bring in samples, bring in paint chips to help you my goal is to partner with the client because this is your living space.
Yes,
and sometimes you have an idea. Sometimes you have an idea, you know, maybe you saw something that inspired you. Maybe you have a picture on the wall, you say, I love these colors, but I don't know what to do with it. That's where I come in and help you.
Okay. So you deal with wall colors as well, not
I do
just the window
interior
treatments,
decorating.
the whole room. You can help them, you can help guide them through a whole room.
Yes, from the floor to the ceiling.
Okay. I could use your help.
Do you, well, I'm sure. Well, do you do a whole house decoration, or do you kind of just specialize in living rooms or kitchens?
No, actually, I am able to do the whole home.
Are you? Oh,
Yeah, I have the
good.
resources, and I also have a team of people that work with me. So we are more than capable of doing a whole home. And the nice part about that is people call me sometimes just to do one window.
Really?
So it's not that, how would you say, a lot of people in my industry are more high-end and they only deal with that more affluent community. I go from A to Z.
Yeah.
I go from A to Z. I can do one window. I would be more than happy to help you with one window, or I can do a whole home.
Good for you. Yeah, a lot of people won't even go out, you know, if its job is too small, right? They
Right.
figure, well,
Right.
but
I do that because I do enjoy working with people, and I love to see a job come to fruition. I do love to see that. It brings me joy.
even though it's one window, right, by the time you get in there and you start showing them your sample, they might say, wow, I didn't know, you know, and then it'll lead to something else, right?
Well,
Right.
that's the nice part about this is because me being a part of the industry, I see all the new products that come out, I see all the new colors, the wave of the colors that are coming in. And so I have the advantage that when I come in to your home to show you new ideas, you know, because people's lives are busy. Who really, you think about your home when you come home from work, right? When you're at work, you don't think about your home, you think about your job. So it's nice to come home to a relaxing place, an environment that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you just need a little help.
I'm sorry. How often is it you buy a new chair? Suddenly you find out you need to change the sofa. The walls don't work anymore. This rug has got to go, and you find out that you need a lot of guidance to coordinate it all.
And that's true, that's because your chair was your inspiration piece. That one item started the ball rolling.
Right.
You know, and then, you know, when it comes to window treatments, which is my specialty, when it comes to window treatments, that is your vertical space. When you walk in a room, your eye just tends to go either eye level or above. And then it rests itself around, and you find a color. So a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll furnish their home with new furniture, and they'll furnish their home with new things and neglect the windows. Either the budget ran out, or, you know, maybe they just don't have a good idea of what they want to put on their windows. And that is actually the focal point of your room when you walk in a room. That's
Man,
the
you
first
don't
thing
realize that.
Yeah.
That's
Now you
I didn't
will.
realize
Yeah, you're
that
right.
either. Right.
Now you walk in a room and you look at it.
What happened to Venetian blinds? Is that still
Well, you
in
know what?
vogue? Or?
That's just, you don't believe it or not. You know where I see a lot of it in? The mini blinds. Mini blinds.
Oh, that's what they're called, not Venetian blinds anymore?
Well,
do you
yeah,
think?
Venetian blinds are actually 2-inch blinds, which are pretty popular still. Because they come in PVCs and they come in wood. A lot of people like the wooden blinds,
Yeah.
you know, which would be considered
Venetian.
with the tapes, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Except they just renamed it 2-inch now. But you know where I see a lot of mini blinds is in restaurants. And I see a lot of verticals in restaurants. And when the weather's nice, I actually keep a sample of my graphic shade in the car. And I really want to talk about that because a lot of business people can take advantage of something that, like what I'm going to explain, really don't know about it. A graphic shade is, you can take your logo of your business, or you can take something that's related to your business, it could be your hours, your advertisement, and put it on a solar shade. And a solar shade blocks about 97% of sun rays, but you can see through it.
Wow, a
It
solar
is-
shade.
Yeah, but the nice part about it is you can advertise on it. So when I see businesses close their shades due to sun exposure, right? Because it's either a public place or damage or whatever. I think to myself, you need a solar shade. But you can advertise your business. When it's closed, it's productive.
Good for you.
And when
That's
I
right. It's
think
a
about
great
that,
idea,
you know, all
yeah.
this road construction, people are actually sitting in traffic. So,
Yeah.
right? So give you
That's
something
true.
to read.
That's a
You know,
fantastic.
so yeah, and this one, you
that's
know,
great.
yeah, it is exciting. That's exciting to me because, like I said, when the weather's nice, I keep it in my car because I really do want to come in and talk to you.
Well, sure, absolutely. Dee, we'll take a fast break, and
Okay.
we'll be right back, folks, okay? So stay with us.
Well, welcome back. We're talking with Barb Lazzara from Inspired Windows. Barb, we were talking during the break about the change in designs and the change in trends and things. Maybe you can kind of give us a little example on what you would do when you come into someone's home and you look around and they're asking you for ideas. What do you do?
Well, you know, I love it to go into a home where there's white walls. because it kind of, it kind of tells me, okay, I couldn't make my mind up with color, so I'm going to choose the safe color, white. And actually paint color in a home is probably your cheapest decorating tool.
Really?
If you change the color of your walls, you could change the dynamics of the whole room. So it's just paint we're talking about, and then everything else play into it to soften the paint. But as I told you, your vertical space, it speaks volumes. So if you put a nice rich color even on one wall, you're going to draw attention to the positive of the room.
Oh, you know what? What about wallpaper? Is that in now?
Coming
Out, winter
big,
out?
huge, huge, huge.
You're a kid.
The neat thing, wallpaper now, it comes in a lot of the natural fibers, as do shades come in natural fibers now. Also, as I spoke of with the graphic shades, you can get graphic wallpaper and make murals. So let's say you have a beautiful Hawaiian scene that you're on vacation in Hawaii, you can actually put that on a graphic wallpaper and have a whole mural.
Really?
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, and we had a beautiful, with wallpaper, right? But evidently, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, it was out of vogue, or they don't use it. So then we got rid of the wallpaper, and now you're saying,
Get the roller
of course,
of
it
paint.
could have been out of, it's like
Yes.
the style changes somewhat.
And they're so well made now. As the industry keeps evolving, they make it easier to use and easier to take off the walls. So it's a very usable product.
What's the difference between, what's a textured wall then?
A textured wall is really nice. It's a lot of grass papers.
Grass paper.
So they'll use, like fibers in it, in the papers.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, that will give it texture and subtlety, and it's just a beautiful treatment. It gives it, the lights bounce off it, off the papers. It's beautiful.
Is different color? Of course, it would come in different colors. Was it more expensive than wallpaper or painting?
Yeah, well, more expensive. I guess the price point is suggestive because, even in the fabric world, you can go from one extreme to the other.
Well, I suppose, yeah.
In that area.
So when you have a client, do you try to get a general idea of what their working budget is before you
Yes.
start making plans?
That's exactly what I do. Is how I work is when I go to a client's home, of course we talk about what their job was, what their motivation to do the job now. We set a budget. I think that's really hard for a homeowner is to set a budget. But I think in the back of your mind, you say to yourself, I'm not spending any more than this, or I've allowed so much for that. So if I can stay within a budget, one way or another, it actually helps the both of us because I know your limits. And then I look for a timeline because sometimes people have social engagements and events coming up that has already motivated them to updo their environment. So if it's a reasonable timeline, then we can meet that. And again, I have a great team of people that work alongside me. So.
What would the average length of time from start of a event, program to the finish be?
Well,
I know you can't specify.
Yeah, I would
but
say that's really
that's a hard one. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Well, depending on the job. On the job. If we're doing window treatments, that can take anywhere between 4 and 6 weeks.
Okay.
Generally draperies or what have you, or blinds or shades or anywhere in that timeline. Painting is just a matter of scheduling it, so that could be immediate. Furniture purchasing, well, it depends where it comes from.
Right. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true.
How long that can take. I had a client that ordered it in October and just received them now because of the brand and where they chose to get it from. So, it's pretty. It's pretty. We can work. We could even do. I even enjoy working in stages. Like maybe accomplishing one room at a time. I have a lot of opportunities to do all new homes. So.
Is there any type of decorating that could make a room look bigger, or do you get into that? You know what I mean?
Actually, there's a lot of decorating techniques to make a room look bigger. Mirrors is a big thing. If you
Is it coming back? Mirrors were bad, then it faded, I
they're
thought, for a while.
gorgeous.
But
Mirrors are gorgeous in the application, but you can use them to draw light and also make an appearance so the room's it's bigger. Drapery treatments is huge. That'll make a room feel bigger. Instead of mounting draperies on a window frame, you actually mount them above the window frame, and you
Really?
go past the window frame. It gives you the illusion that the window is that much bigger,
Oh, yeah.
and your ceilings are higher.
And vertical blinds perhaps would make it look a little bigger or wider?
Vertical blinds are like a function similar to mini blinds. Will they give you a room a bigger appearance? You're generally supposed to mount them right around the window frame. So you're limited to the size window you have.
I see.
You know, because they tilt to allow light in. So you actually do see the obstructions around the window. So, but if you really want to achieve a larger window look, yeah, draperies would be it. Draperies would be it.
How about furniture? Do you kind of make suggestions perhaps if they haven't bought their furniture and the room is a small room with big furniture, do you kind of suggest perhaps, you know, getting a little smaller furniture, or do you not want to get into that?
Yeah, exactly. If they're in the market to purchase new furniture, then we do it to scale of the room.
Oh.
If they want to work with the furniture they have, I would ask my upholsterer to go out maybe and lighten the furniture up. You know, if it's dark furniture, you can lighten the furniture up to give it more of an airier look. Yeah, sometimes rooms look small because people just have too much furniture in it.
That could
So
be.
if you could scale the room that way and just give it a flow, it'll give you the effect that the room is that much bigger.
How about pictures on a wall? Is that?
I love pictures on a wall. I do, and that I work very closely
Do
with.
you?
Yeah, I do. I do because they tell a story.
Yeah.
So I do love a picture on the wall, but that I work directly with the client, as everything else, but that is so personal. I just kind of direct the colors and you know which way you go, but personal pictures are usually very personal.
Well, yeah, Barb, if a house is up for sale, perhaps, do you kind of suggest, well, you're not going to do a full remodeling job because you're going to remodel and then sell it, but could you suggest something that would perhaps be more appealing to a potential buyer?
Yes, I can. Actually, what you should do, if you are putting your house up for sale, what you need to do is depersonalize it.
Depersonalize it?
Depersonalize
Really?
it, yes.
Oh, no, all the
Because-
pictures of the grandkids have to come down?
Well, they can be relocated for now.
Tuck them away safely.
Because what you're trying to achieve in selling a home is making it their home. So if you're keeping
Really?
it your home, you're not transitioning. So, yes.
Really?
Yeah, so you want to, and you want to declutter. Declutter and depersonalize, I think, are probably your two biggest things. And then if you have a royal blue wall, as I'm looking at the curtain over there, you might want to neutralize it, you know, not make it so specific.
How about my chartreuse green shag carpeting that we've got? No, I'm just
Do you
teasing.
still? You need to call me.
But remember, that was big,
Yes.
right?
Yes, actually, shag carpeting's back.
Oh, now it's
it's got a new name. It's
Oh.
called Frisé.
What is it?
Frisé.
Frisé. Well, I have to
Yeah, that's
remember
a new
that.
shag today.
Well, it feels better under the feet than Berber.
Oh, it does.
Definitely.
It does. It does. But Berber has its purposes
Oh,
too,
yes,
right?
absolutely, absolutely.
All right, Barb, you would take a fast break, and we'll be right back, folks.
Well, we're back again with Barbara Lazzara from Inspired Windows. Before we go any further, before time gets away from us, I would like very much for you to give our listening audience your phone number so that they know where to contact you, and possibly your email, if you would, please.
Okay, it's Inspired Windows. My website is inspiredwindows.net. My phone number is 630-212-3294.
24/7, right, Barb?
24/7.